Yo, yo, get up, nah I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
What's up, Chicago? What's up, Chicago Bears fans? It's been a rough season for us as Chicago Bears fans. So it's kind of good that it's coming to an end. We're approaching a new year, New Year's Eve, right on our doorstep. The final game of the NFL season for all these teams, and more specifically the Chicago Bears, is right at our doorstep as well. We're going to see the Bears play the Packers this Sunday and finish out the season and hopefully put us out of our misery. Probably finish the season on an 11-game losing streak. So, hell yeah, bear down. So, again, our focus throughout this entire last, few weeks has just been, what are we looking forward to? This season it's dead. We're moving on to 2025. It's got some New Year's resolutions on how this Bears team wants to approach its business. And obviously some things need to be changed because look at where we are, about to finish the season with 4 wins. So Albert Breer came out with a report just kind of really detailing kind of what the Bears process is going to be, what their thought process has been going into this whole thing, and some candidates that they will be entertaining and interested in. What are some things that stood out from that report? Ryan Poles seems to be good to go to continue to be the Bears GM. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if it's something that could cost you a good head coaching candidate, maintaining Ryan Poles. I definitely would not want to do that. It seems like it's best to wash your hands of this whole situation and just move on, get a fresh start and a reset. I've said that before, but it appears like Ryan Poles is going to be here to make this decision on who the next head coach is. Basically, put in Breer's report is saying he's set up to have the point on this coaching search. Kevin Warren's going to have a seat at the table and a major say. So hopefully those two are aligned in what decision they are making. But I'm not feeling very confident in it. These are the same guys that decided to keep Matt Eberflus going into what was supposed to be a very good season for the Chicago Bears. And look where that got us. So we're in the position where we have to trust Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren and whoever else they solicit to help them with this decision to make the right decision on who the next head coach is going to be. And that's scary, guys. That's a scary proposition as a Chicago Bears fan, but I don't know. I guess Poles has done some good things. There's no guarantee that it's going to fail, but there's no guarantee that they're going to do well either. And we might be starting all over again after Poles hires another head coach and makes the wrong decision. That's my biggest concern. But listen to these candidates and tell me, can a wrong decision be made? I guess is what our next step would be in this whole conversation. Is Ben Johnson a wrong decision? He's at the top of the list here, right? Is Mike Vrabel a wrong decision? Can you make it the bad decision between those two? I don't think you can. I think if you get Ben Johnson or Mike Vrabel, you're going to be in pretty good hands. It was reported. I mean, this is what it boils down to, right? Do you want to, when they first set out for this head coaching search to set up their list of people that they wanted to potentially hire, we want a leader of men, a Dan Campbell-like person to change the culture of this team. That's what I've been screaming for months. Someone to change the culture. That's what I was screaming last offseason when they could have hired Jim Harbaugh. So they need that, right? But at the same time, they need Caleb Williams to develop. So I guess the way it was stated from my recollection is, if it's not a quarterback guy, if it is a leader of men, but not that quarterback guy, they want to hear a plan on how that coach is going to develop that quarterback. A stable one that's, considering the future and and how Caleb Williams is going to develop into what we hope is going to be a top 5 quarterback in this league for the next 10 years. Obviously, that's what you hope when you draft a quarterback number 1 overall. So it's right for the Bears to focus on that. But I just really want to emphasize that whether it's Ben Johnson or Mike Vrabel, I don't want to be pigeonholed by, well, this guy's an offensive guy or this guy's a defensive guy. I just want the right guy. That's all I want. You chose the wrong guy when you chose Eberflus over Dan Quinn. And look what Dan Quinn's doing in Washington now that he's gotten another chance to be the head coach. So you just got to make the right decision. Is there a wrong decision between Johnson and Vrabel? I don't know that there is. I think I like both candidates. They're obviously the two. I think the bells of the ball is what Rapoport referred to them as, or sorry, Albert Breer referred to them as. I get all those guys confused. Rapoport, Breer, Schefter's reporting that Poles is safe too, right? Kind of is what I'm hearing. So Poles is here to make this decision. We got Ben Johnson, we got Mike Vrabel, you got Flores from Minnesota, who knows what's going to happen with him. With he filed a lawsuit against the NFL. I mean, it could be sticky with that guy. And it didn't go so well for him in Miami, but he's done really well in Minnesota. He dialed up a hell of a game plan yesterday against the Packers. You got Flores, right? You got they mentioned Thomas Brown. Like, we got sympathy for this guy. We put him in a terrible position. We understand that the expectations were probably too high for him, so we're going to give him a look. I think that's just an attaboy. I think that's just obligatory. I don't think Thomas Brown gets a legitimate look. The wild card in there is Pete Carroll, who's obviously still interested in coaching, wanted to coach last year. 73 years old. That concerns me. The age concerns me for sure. Is he going to be here long enough to establish anything that can be sustainable? He's going to be 5 years. He's 78 years old, pushing 80. So, yeah, I don't know. Cliff Kingsbury is another guy on this list, right? Aaron Glenn as well, defensive coordinator, who I'm starting to like more and more the more I watch this Lions team play, man. I just watched them tonight against the Niners. He dialed up some beautiful plays. He's got this defense playing for him, even through all these injuries that they've sustained. So many players on IR on that defense, and they're still just finding ways to win games and make plays. So Aaron Glenn is moving up in my mind in terms of his performance this year as the defensive coordinator, and he should get a look at a head coaching job. And I hope the Bears interview him. Those are the guys, right? And it comes down to, can the Bears make the right decision here? Are they in line? Are they aligned? Ben Johnson wants alignment, right? Is he aligned with Orion Poles if they hire him? That's really important. That's really important to Ben Johnson. That's really important for the success of the team. That's why it's important to Ben Johnson, because he wants to be successful if he's going to take a head coaching job. He wants to win. He wants to see an organization identify their mistakes and have a plan to fix them, as much as the organization wants to hear from him what his plan is to develop Caleb Williams or to fix this team. It's got to be a joint effort. So are the Bears aligned? Is Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles aligned? We've had questions about that. These are the guys we're trusting to make this decision for the next head coach of the Chicago Bears. And then one more thing just to consider, guys, when these head coaches are picking where they're going to go, you start getting openings in Jacksonville in a very soft division, the AFC South. You start getting openings in New Orleans, a very soft division in the NFC South, right? Other openings start to come up in more winnable divisions. Look at the Vikings and the Packers yesterday, 27-25. Every game that these guys have played, Detroit, Minnesota, and Green Bay, they're 2-point games. And these are going to be the top teams in the NFC in these playoffs. That's 3 of the 4 teams in the NFC North. You take a job in the NFC North, you're competing against the best teams in the NFC the way it looks right now. The Vikings aren't getting worse next year. The Lions aren't getting worse next year. Why would the Packers get worse? The Bears have to get a lot better just to be competitive in their own division. That's an uphill battle. So head coaches, they're going to consider that too. How quickly can I be successful? That's something I don't think a lot of people think about. You go to Jacksonville, you can win pretty quickly. You can be on top of your division pretty quickly. That division is atrocious. Same thing with the NFC South. So it's just an easier path to success for these head coaches. So the Bears have to really have a good plan here and show that they got their wits about them when it comes to this, not just for their fans, for these head coaching candidates they're bringing in. I guess the question is, who do you guys want of that list that Breer came out with today on the MMQB? Of those 7 guys, who are you most interested in? Who's at the top of your list? I think it's Ben Johnson and Vrabel for all of us, but leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Would you prefer Aaron Glenn? Do you want a Pete Carroll? I mean, leave a comment. Tell us who your choice is for the next head coach of this list that we have for us right now. I personally want no part of Cliff Kingsbury, but that's neither here nor there. I want to know what you guys think. Tell us who you guys think should be the next head coach for the Chicago Bears of this list, and tell us who's your least favorite guy on that list. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. This is Chicago Sports Podcast, Monsters of the Madhouse. We come at you every day of the week. We appreciate you being here. Thanks to Brandon Trax for setting this up. We got our sponsors, Serendipity Ice Cream, Bridges Scoreboard, TC's World of Wonders, of course. You guys got to hit them up for all your jersey needs. Listen, this is going to be a huge, huge offseason for the Chicago Bears. Let's see what they do. Let's see how they handle it. You have no reason to trust any of it, so I don't blame you if you don't. But what else can we do? We have no control over it. Hopefully they pick the right guy. I'm pulling for Vrabel. Let me know who you want of that list. Let me know who you don't want. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think of a show. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate all of you for joining us. And hopefully you have a great new year, guys. 2025, new year, new opportunities for all of us, not just the Chicago Bears, for you guys personally. So I hope everybody has a great new year. Thank you so much for checking in with us. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bear down.